So we were still using this data set, right? And then as you already indicated that for the first step, we're going to determine the range. Yeah? Then our range was 59. Our highest value from the data set is 59 minus 30. Okay, then 59 minus 30 is given as we got 29. Yeah? It's 29. Then on step number 2, you must determine the number of classes. Then the number of classes, we determine them by the formula of k equals to 1 plus 1.4 plus 1.44 in n. Okay, then in n. Now we are going to substitute everything. Then you find your answer using your calculator. 1 plus 44, then ln into in n. Then you go to your data set. Your data set is it's here, right? You're going to count all the values, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So your total number of values will be 20. Can you please press your calculator and tell me the answer? 1 plus 1.44 mean 20. How much do you get? How much do you get? It's 5,3139. Thank you very much. 5,3139. So according to the rule, they say that we must round off to the next whole number or integer. Ne? So if we round off to the next whole number, we're going to get 5. So our whole number will be 5. So in step number 3, we're determining the number of classes. The number of classes, we determine them by using the formula of not the class. Number of classes is this one. Here we're determining the class width. The class width or the class size is determined by the formula of R divided by K. We already have the value of R, we already have the value of K. All you have to do is just to substitute. R equals to 29, then divided by what? By 5. Then 29 divided by 5, 29 divided by 5, I get 5.8. Okay, I get 5.8. So even in this case, we're also having a rule which says that after getting an answer, you must always round up to the next whole integer or whole number. Ne? So looking at 5.8, our next whole integer will be what? Will be 6. Okay, we're going to get 6. So we already told you that in the previous session that even if you get, let's say you're going to get 5 point, if you got 5.31 here, ne? Let's say this 5.3139, we got it here. We're just going to round it up to the next whole number for the value of C. Okay, it will also be 6. I hope you are getting my point. If it was 5.31, we're supposed to round it up. Okay, but for the K we're just going to round off. So in this case, for the class width, we round up the value to the whole integer. So if it was 5.31, then we round it all up, we're just going to get 6. Okay, so that will be our class width or the class size. Then lastly we're going to determine the class limits. Okay, I already said that automatically if you are having the lowest value from a data set is 30, right? So if you are having 30 as the lowest value in your data set or your minimum value, meaning we're going to have 30 as our 30 already is our lower limit for our first class. Lower limit for our first class, it will be 30. Whereas our class limit, our class width is 6. So now we need to determine the class limits. First class up until the last one. So for the first one, we're going to say 30 plus 6. We need to identify, we also need to identify our upper class limits, right? So we're going to say 30 plus 6. Then it's going to get to be 36. We're going to get 36. Yeah. Then we're going to say 36 plus 6. 36 plus 6, I get 42. 42 plus 6, I get 48. Then 48 plus 6, then I will get 54. Then 54 plus 6, it will be equals to 60. So since our highest value from the data set is 59, meaning we can end here, because since our class limit it can fall within this certain class boundary, because 60 is greater than 59. So if my last value here it gives me 59, meaning 60 meaning 59, it can also be accommodated, so it's gonna be 60, right? So after doing this, now we are going to step number 5, That's why we're going to tabulate your numeric frequency table. Okay, then now we're going to tabulate it. Let me erase this ones. Here we're having the class limits with the CL. Okay, then here we're going to have our frequencies, which is denoted by F. Then for the first class, we're going to have 30. 30 is our lower limit for the first class. Né? Then this determines the range. Where is your lower limit starting from up until which limit? So this is basically the lower limit and the upper limit. Okay, so we cannot say my upper limit will be 36, because 36 is your next lower limit for the second class. So I cannot say 36 can be my upper value here. Okay, it will complicate your values at the end. And remember, when we are going to check the difference between the lower limit and the upper limit of all classes, when you are going to check them, you must make sure that they are all having the same difference. So your difference should be 6, because we said that your class width, it should determine the size, okay, of your classes. So your class should remain constant, meaning it should be 6. It cannot change. It cannot be 7. Then the next class, it cannot be 6 or 5, meaning you will be doing your things wrong. Your class width should remain constant in all classes. So here we're going to say from 30 to 35, because our next lower limit for the next class is 36. Né? So from here we're going to say 30 to 35, then the next one will be 36 up until what? Since my next lower limit for the next class is 42, I cannot say up until 42. I must look the value before, which will be 41. It is 41. Then you go to the next, then you start with that 42. Then you check your next lower limit, which is 48, meaning here I will end with 47. The boundary, né? This is the class boundary. Then here I start with 48 as my lower limit up until what? Then you check your next lower limit, it will be 53. I'm going to end with 53. Then here I'm going to start with 54 as my lower limit up until what? I cannot say 60, because 60 will be the next if we were continuing. But in this case, we're not going to continue. We're going to end here, meaning it's going to end with 59. And 59, it is our maximum value from our data set, right? So meaning is now accommodated. So this is how we are going to set your class limits. Okay. So do you all understand so far? And if you can check the difference, let's look at your left hand. At your left hand, these are the lower limits, okay, of the classes: 30, 36, 42, 48. If you were calculating the difference between this, they all give you 6, right? The differences: 36 minus 36, 42 minus 36 is 6, 48 minus 42 is 6, 54 minus 6, 48 is 6, 41 minus 35 is 6, 47 minus 41 is 6, 53 minus 47 is 6, 59 minus 53 is 6, meaning our classes are correct. Okay, so now we're going to look at the frequencies. We're going to our data set again and look at the frequencies. If you are lost, please indicate that so that I can be aware. I'll explain again if you are lost. So this is our data set, right? So I hope you all copied it down, because I'm just going back to another screen so that we can tabulate our values, our number of frequencies. So I'm going back to that screen again I was sharing. Yes, guys, I think I lost my whiteboard where I was writing, so let me quickly write them again. Okay, they're still here. Okay, so we were going to check our data set, right? We're going to check the values which falls between 30 and 35, not 36, but 30 to 35. Okay, if I can check there on my data set according to the rows. The first row I'm having 32. 32 falls within 30 and 35. Second row, I don't see any value. Third row, I see 30. It falls between 30 and 35. Then the last row, I don't see anything, meaning our frequency is gonna be 2 here, which is 32 and 30. Then we move to the next class, which is 36 up until 41. 36 up until 41. For the first row, I don't see anything. Second row, I see 36. Third row, I don't see anything. Oh, I see 41. Third row, I see 41. Then the next row, which is the last row, I don't see anything, meaning it's 41 and 36, meaning my frequency will be 2 also. Then we are going to look for the values which falls within 42 and 47. For the first row, I see 45. 45 falls within 42 and 47. I see 5. I mean 45. Then the next one is I see, guys, I think I did mistake on this one. I said that you must also confirm on your side. space. We're having the values which falls within 36 and 41. We're having 36, we're having 38, we're also having 41, 36, 38, and 41, meaning our frequency will be 3. I'm having 3 of them. Okay, and then the values which falls within 42 and 47. 42 and 47, having 45 on the first row. Second row, I'm having 42. Third row, I'm having, I don't have anything. Fourth row, I'm having 46. I'm having 44. I'm also having 47, meaning my frequency will be 5. Here I'm having 5. Okay, and then values which falls within 48 and 53. First row, I'm having 50. I'm having 48. Second row, I'm having 48 again. I'm having, on the third row, I'm having 51. I'm having 53. Fourth row, I'm having 51 again. Yes. So meaning I'm having 6 values. So my number of frequency will be 6. Then lastly, values which falls within 54 and 59. I'm having 56 on my first row. I'm having 55 on the second row. I'm having 59 on the third row. I'm having 57 on the fourth row, meaning I'm having 4 values, which is equals to 4 frequencies. Okay, so remember, our sample space or the total number of observations equals to 20. So at the end, we must confirm that they really, our frequencies, when we sum up, they make 20. Ne? So 2 plus 3 equals to 5, plus 5 equals to 10, 10 plus 6 equals to 16, 16 plus 4 equals to 20, meaning our number of frequencies are correct. They correspond to the number of observations or the total number of sample space, which equals to 20. So this will be our numeric frequency table. Then you get your marks. You see that there's nothing difficult in here. So guys, you can ask questions, because I believe this is what we wanted to cover actually. Most of the things are just the graphs and the definitions, which they need your attention as a student to go and check them. Suppose you are just going to, you need to go and stick to them. I mean, to study them on your own. Do you have any questions so far? Because if you don't have any questions for today, we are going to end our session here. I'm very tired. I'm having an exam in the morning, so Yeah, before it's getting late. So if you don't have any question, guys, you can just leave the session and then we'll meet again. I don't know when, we'll tell you. Okay, Fortunate, thank you very much. If you don't have any question, others, do you have question or what before I leave the session or before I end the session for all of us? Okay, seems like there's no question.